perfect light of God. Divine light and innocence of all creation. Accepting in this moment the perfection, the peace, the truth, the willingness of this moment to remember that only love exists. Every moment, the divine opportunity to begin again. In every moment, the peace of forgiveness for the past is called to be brought forward in an open heart of this moment. The acceptance of the innocence of humanity, that no one has done anything ever to change the truth of love. And no story, no evidence, no reactions, no thoughts can alter the truth of innocence. No perceptions that you've ever carried, no evidence that you've ever held has changed the truth of love. In this moment, you have the power within you, the power of God within you. And in that power, through willingness to see and to accept that all is innocent, that there is nothing happening except love's movement, and everything else that is perceived is coming from the past and is a distortion made up in the belief that there is separation. The willingness to accept moment to moment that there is no problem, that there is no other, and that fear truly does not exist except in the imagination of a dream state of separation. Thinking it does not make it so. Thinking it, agreeing with it, reacting to it, may give you a temporary convincing that you're right. But you will find in the truth of love that it never really existed. Only love is real. You are that love. Not the you that you have believed in, not the you that you have built a defense system with, not the you that gave yourself an identity, a self-concept that was built in the belief of needing protection, but the you, the I am, the light, the innocence, the perfection. To accept your true state is to allow the divine alchemy of love to permeate through the barriers that you have made of the past, and in the willingness, accept the light of true awareness to wash through you and be welcomed. In this journey of love, there is really nothing to do. If you never, ever, ever did anything one way or another, good, bad, important, not important, all the stories made up, all of that would still mean nothing, and you would have to do nothing except to accept the truth, the light, the love. No amount of doing in this world will change anything except the yes of your heart. When the dream falls away of this temporary state of separation, this belief of separation, when it falls away, you will see through true vision that it was truly all made up in your mind. And you will be joyful beyond comprehension. To be free. Free of strategies. Free of manipulations. Free of defenses. Free of rules. Free of death. Free in everything. And everything will be free with you as one, letting everything return in your awareness to its true state of love, refusing any longer to hold hostages of limitation and separation, refusing to believe in being right, and beginning to really recognize the pain of trying to be right. And the happiness that bursts through in not knowing. The door opens. The light comes shining through. as you let go of what you think you know. Because everything that you thought you knew was made up in the past. It comes from nowhere else. It has no other source. It has no reality. It's just a delay mechanism. A delay mechanism that is used out of fear to try to keep control, believing that control has value, believing that knowing has value, believing that defense has value. Now is the moment to begin again. And in this moment, with this divine intention of remembering love, the welcoming of breathing in the harmony and balance and rhythm of the divine, opening to holy breath, sacred breath, in the willingness to come into union with all creation, giving your heart to the divine, surrendering your heart to peace and joy, and resting as you breathe. As you breathe in, breathing in the intention of peace. And on the out-breath, releasing the beliefs of this day, everything that you thought you knew about this day, everything that you tried to control, everything that you tried to know about and figure out and hold on to in any way. All surrender. And breathing deeply in this moment, surrendering the nervous system, truly surrendering the nervous system into the hands of God, willing for the nervous system to be cleansed with light so that it can be used in the world for peace and harmony. And breathing deeply, surrendering all the muscles, tendons, and ligaments into the hands of God to be used to express love, cleansing the muscles and ligaments and tendons, letting them be cleansed by the light of God of the past, willing to remember love, surrendering the entire body structure into the hands of God. As you breathe, breathing in the light and awakening the spirit that is within, that you truly are, and surrendering the body, the energy bodies, into the hands of God for healing, so that the energy bodies can be used by Spirit to serve love. And as you breathe, relinquishing ownership of all that you have claimed as yours, relinquishing ownership of all that you tried to hold on to in any way, now surrendered. And breathing. Surrendering. Allowing. And as you breathe into the heart, breathing deeply into the heart, inviting the heart to come forward, open, extended love through the heart, no longer wanting to hold the heart in defense, no longer wanting any mechanism of remembering fear to block the heart, surrendering and allowing. Breathing. And as you breathe, consciously breathing with purpose, the willingness to affirm that here in the infinite circle of love we are one. The circle is infinite, without beginning or end. And within this infinite circle of love, all humanity exists. No one left out, no one turned away, no one judged, no one assessed. Everyone welcomed into the infinite circle of love where everyone truly exists, willing to open the heart to this recognition of love's union. And breathing. And affirming this universe is all love. Everything that has ever been created is in complete existence. Everything that was created is the light of God. Nothing else exists. Everything is the divine, holy creation. Nothing else exists. And breathing and allowing that this sanctuary is filled with love. Nothing else exists here. The mind that wants to make stories, the mind that wants to make distractions, now surrendered into the hands of God. Take this mind, cleanse it of all made-up identities. Cleanse this mind of the past and surrender the future. And breathing and affirming that there is only one presence here. It is the life force of God. The life force of God is the Spirit of God. And within this life force we live and move and breathe as one. Not limited to the body in any way. Using the body to serve the Spirit of love. Breathing. Every moment that is walked while in the belief of incarnation to remember that you are here, to remember love, to follow the teachings of love, and to follow the guidance of love. And that all the help of love is always waiting for you to drop into the silent, quiet space and listen. Listen to the guidance of love. The willingness to open to this divine communion of love through all teachings, through all divine vision, through the blessings of divine alchemy. As the heart says, yes, show me the way. Sister, brother, pay keen attention. Go very, very slowly to not mistake your path. Sister, brother, keep your feet on the ground. Be careful with your pride. Be careful with your vanity. Sister, brother, go very, very slowly. Be careful with the traps of life in your path. Sister, brother, journey with attention, sincerity in the heart, to walk well on this path. This call to go slowly is a call of love. This call of love is the divine knowledge that one of the ego's favorite toys is speed. The speed of knowing, the speed of thinking ahead and figuring things out, planning ahead, expectations ahead, thinking. And love calls you to go very, very slowly so that you can hear the voice of God. Slowly, even if the body is running within, slowly, paying keen attention to love's way, wanting to be present, wanting to be in communication, wanting to be in a deep learning, wanting to be directed. Slowly. As you go slowly, you can pay attention to pride. You can pay attention to vanity. You can begin to recognize fear for what it is, instead of having it be something that seems normal. Recognizing that this is not what is true, and this need not be. Slowly, trusting, surrendering time into the hands of God to be used only for love. Journey with attention, as awake as possible while still being asleep, stepping out of the trance into consciousness, paying attention to what is being honored, what is being revered in the moment, what is being your relationship with allegiance, what are you aligning with in the moment, what is in charge. Slowly, letting love lead. On the path of love, The divine masters, including Jesus, have come to open our hearts to remember that we are love. On the path of the truth, one is called to pay attention so that we can all walk together in love, in union, in harmony, refusing to see enemies, refusing to judge or have concerns about control and knowing. All of us together praising the heart in honesty, in love. All of us surrendering to the heart of the Blessed Mother, gladly surrendering and resting in that surrender. This is a time of humility, opening and surrendering into the I don't know. The humility of truth, of forgiveness, and of charity, of offering love, of truth to every beloved. As everyone is walking together in this path of love, we firm ourselves in the charity of the heart, offering the heart with peace to everyone, with blessings to everyone, with truth to everyone, wanting to see only the perfection, the light of every beloved. As we follow the truth, all of us united. In this union, we sing and dance, and the divine will materialize as the heart sings and dances. Let us all walk on this path of love, living with faith, affirming a trust beyond knowing. At the feet of love, we ask our Divine Mother, and we affirm that the Divine Mother is the comfort, the light, the love that we rely on in every moment. Divine Mother and Father, show me the way, show me the way, show me the way. Give me faith, show me love, and the health of the Divine Spirit of eternal life, so that we all arrive into the truth of love together in holy union. Nos caminhos do Senhor Jesus Cristo Redentor, abriu nosso coração para podermos seu amor. Nos caminhos da verdade a que prestar atenção, para estarmos todos juntos para louvar o coração de Maria, vamos todos entregar esta hora e da humildade, do perdão e caridade. Vamos todos nos seguir nesta hora da verdade. Temos o Santo Cruzeiro para afirmar e caridade. Vamos seguir a verdade, vamos todos reunidos. Vamos cantar e bailar para o divino materializar. Vamos todos nos caminho, Jesus Cristo Salvador, vivendo de nosso fé aos pés de Cristo Redentor. Ó Virgem Mãe Divina, vós sois o conforto meu, dai amor, fé, saúde para podermos chegar. this hymn is sung, the divine light opens in recognition, into consciousness, into awareness of healing. As this hymn is sung, all the divine beings of love are called into service and invitation to bring transformation and love. This hymn is a prayer, a deep prayer of the soul, the heart, that wants nothing else but to remember and to serve love. All is given to the truth of love. Keep nothing in separation. Hold on to nothing in a fatal attempt to try to be in control of something that doesn't even exist. Let your heart's prayer become so deep that the pain of it bursts through, blows open all resistance by your willingness to remember love. Let the power of your yes lead you in the everyday life. So you can plant more wheat. I would like to remove some rocks from your field so that you can plant more wheat. And those hills I see that are part of you, I have some trees in mind for them. And flowering grasses so that you won't erode when the elements pour. Are we not lovers? Cannot I speak to you like this? Do I need to ask your permission to hitch up my ox and sing to him as I improve your vast terrain? The title to your heart came to my office. In looking at it, a great interest in your soul developed. The care of your soul became mine. So I would like to remove some stones from your meadows, then an orchard you could grow. And the world then will come to taste your riches. This is the healing of love. The willingness to remove the rocks that you've used as a defense system, to be willing to plant the truth of love in every moment of your life. The willingness to accept that love is always serving your best interests. Surrender is the big fear. The surrender into love holds more fear than anything else that you've ever experienced in your made-up life. You have held on to your terrain. You've held on to those rocks as if they were your protection. Those rocks have been your identity. And I'm calling you constantly to let those rocks be removed with truth, with love, with comfort, with light. Those hills that I see are part of you. I have some trees in mind for them. What are these trees? These places of resting, this place of shade, this place of fruitful abundance. All is offered to you every moment of every day. And in the journey of love, it's a matter of no longer trusting what you think you know. If what you thought you knew was helpful, you would have woken up already. And if what you thought you knew was helpful, your garden wouldn't need such attending. But attending is the most helpful element. Instead of walking in a trance, lost in your thoughts, attending to love, asking the gardener to show you the way, asking the creator of love to rearrange your landscape of what you've made, surrendering it all and coming back to the truth of love. I have some flowering grasses in mind for you so that you won't erode when the elements pour. The flowering grasses of ease, trusting that you won't be without, that these elements that could be planted in your heart, the seeds are already there. You've just covered them up with perceptions of differences, with perceptions of stories that said, I am different, I am separate, I am without, I lose, and I have to win on my own. But in the valley of love, there's nothing to win. Everything is already the garden of love. You are the garden of love. You aren't just entering the garden of love. You are the garden of love. The garden of love is in our union, the union of one heart. The garden of love is all that truly exists if it will be accepted. I would like to remove some stones from your meadows, and then an orchard you could grow, and the world then will come to taste your riches, not yours as ownership, but the world will be blessed with the truth of your light that you no longer battle with, that you no longer keep trying to hide the light that you are in order to control and defend and have suspicions. Imagine your life of love if you were to really surrender the belief that you can be unfairly treated, in any moment that you could be missing something other than it's something that's being made up in your own mind, to finally make the connection that all the belief of scarcity is coming from your own mind, nowhere else, only from your mind. To no longer see yourself as unfairly treated would open your heart and let you rest and let you offer love, because you wouldn't be in a battle with what seems to be others that you have convinced yourself you're in a battle with, of getting. When you accept that you are the garden of love, when you accept that there is nothing to get outside, and there is nothing to defend outside, and there is nothing to protect from outside, and that you cannot be unfairly treated except by your own mind that attacks with thoughts of separation. And even those thoughts of separation that you hold in your mind aren't really hurting you. They can't damage the truth of who you are. Nothing can damage the truth of who you are. But in that self-attack, you can limit your awareness. You can deny yourself the love and reaping of that love. The flow of that love is denied by your own choice. There's no convincing of this. There has to be an acceptance. There has to be a willingness that you're not right about the belief that you can be unfairly treated. Every time you believe in someone's unfair treatment, it is because you are attacking yourself. And you are attacking what seems to be outside you, trying to protect against something that doesn't even exist. Faith. Give me faith. Faith in the truth of love. Faith in the divine teachings of love. The willingness to accept this is a day of God. I will do or think nothing on my own today. The willingness to drop in, to rest in love, and to surrender all thoughts and let yourself be led. You may consider yourself very new at this, and it may seem strange, and it may seem unnatural. But the perceived natural state that you think you're in is actually the distorted state of pain and suffering and the belief of separation from your natural state. There is nothing in the ego identity that is not insane. Nothing. And everything that is a temporary form is made up. Everything. When you give your value to the temporary, you are bound to suffer. Not because you're being punished, but because you are punishing yourself and believing in something that doesn't even exist, and denying yourself the resting in God. There's no love there. The ego would have you believe that when you believe in the value that you give things as it pertains to ownership, and you try to protect what you own, it's a sure sign that fear is completely in charge, and that you have stepped into a false identity so completely that you have no awareness of love's presence in that moment. And it's also a guarantee that you are in the past. You can't be present and be upset about anything. There is never any upset here in the present moment. Here in the present moment is only love. You have to be in the past to be upset about anything. To accept deeply that when you are upset, it is because you see something that is not there. Really not there. How deeply are you willing to embrace this sacred teaching that will take you out of your belief of hell? That's the question. The habit of believing your own mind is an addiction that has no value, has no worth. When you believe your evidence of what you think you know, it is a guarantee that you will suffer. You can't do anything else but suffer because you're believing in something that's without love, without truth, without God, filled with fear, filled with hatred that has no reality. Hatred and fear are not real. But when you believe in them, when you have worshipped them as real, they're real to you. And they become a form of hell. But your heart is always longing to come home. Always. To accept that love is the ocean of eternal unity. It's an ocean. Fall into it. Drown. You have to drown. Not because you're being punished, but because it's love and you don't have an awareness of it. Because it seems like a stranger to you. Because it seems like something the opposite of what you think you know. It is not the opposite. it just has no relationship at all to what you think you know. In the teaching of your willingness to get into the boat, to get into the little boat, and let love take you on the journey to remember. The ego would like you to think that you're going to go and get dropped off at the other shore. But love is going to capsize the boat in the middle of the ocean so that you can drown in love. And there is a trusting there. There's faith there. The willingness to drown in love. And recognize that that nourishment is the nourishment of eternal life. To surrender everything and come empty. To stop trying to hold on to the edge. To stop digging your heels in and digging in your fingers into the side of the boat, trying to hold on, trying to bargain, compromise with love. That you just want something to control, so you think you know something. But that little bit of knowing, that's all the ego needs. And your life belongs to the ego with every little bit of knowing. There's nothing to know. And there's nothing to hold on to. Drowning is not what you think it is. Drowning is like having your landscape completely changed and coming home and being just so grateful that all the cobwebs have been eradicated, that all the past has disappeared, and the sun is shining, and the moon is glowing, and love is singing. And you are the moon, and you are the sun, and as you drown, you come into that awareness. It's simple. It's just not knowing. But imagine how little you'll have to say when you think, finally, I don't know anything. How are you going to fill up space that you've been so used to filling up with your vast amount of knowing? When you finally let go of the idea that you know, your heart can sing. Your heart can dance. Your heart can love. Letting it all go. Do not be fooled by the form of your daily activities. This is one of the places where the ego loves its role. Not truly loves, but it knows that this is the easiest one. Do not be fooled by the activities, the form of the daily activities. Whatever form they take on means absolutely nothing. Your daily activities and the forms that it takes means nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is only the love that is offered without trying to get anything that has any reality. Don't be fooled by the form that your activity takes. It's so seductive. It's so habitual to believe that you are either being productive, non-productive, that you've accomplished something, that something has been done in a good way as opposed to a bad way. This all means absolutely nothing. Nothing. This is all judgment. This is all assessment, appraisals. And it is the slippery slope of pain and suffering, because you're setting yourself up to have to prove constantly through daily activities. And you use daily activities to take your attention, and you use daily activities to fill the space so that you can avoid the deep communication of your heart. Can you move daily? Can you move in every moment in the truth of love? Absolutely. Can you serve love? Absolutely. But it's not through the attachment to the daily activities and the forms that they take and giving them priorities of importance and giving them the idea that some are good and some are bad, and some you've accomplished and some you haven't accomplished, and how you've done and what you think you did. All of it is just a total distraction and delay from drowning in love. That's all there is to do. How do you drown in love? By letting go of what you think you know. Truly, just offering love. Just breathing love. Just accepting that this moment is perfect. You're not changing anything of perfection. This is the arrogance of the ego that would like to say, I got this, God. I'm in charge of this day. I'm doing something here. I'm making improvements. I'm making progress. No, am I offering love? That's all. Through whatever form is most helpful in the moment. But no attachment to the form, because the form is not at all relevant. There's a saying, the wolf is at the door. Where does that wolf come from at the door that's so strongly believed in? It's like being on a hamster wheel, believing that there's a wolf outside the door and you're the hamster running on the wheel, proving yourself, accomplishing because you believed in your upside down belief of separation that you were going to prove yourself through accomplishments. And the joke is that if a beloved never did anything, ever, accomplished nothing at all, ever, an entire lifetime, 10 lifetimes, 100 lifetimes of not accomplishing anything in a state of illusion, it would make no difference. The tiny yes, as the body falls away and the spirit is freed from the body, the simple yes is the accomplishment of a lifetime. The yes to love. on the last breath within the body, saying yes, is the only call to love. Nothing else has been accomplished. There is no ledger that is looking at your accomplishments of what you did or how you did it at all. This is forgiveness. The forgiveness of illusion. To really accept that it means nothing. To offer love, yes, is a learning, is the truth, is the learning to express the truth of God. Learning to offer love. But that doesn't take a body that functions. That is the heart. That is an empty mind that is given back to God and loves. Truly loves without conditions. No, I like the way that person behaves. I like the way they do things. I like how they conduct themselves. I don't like how they conduct themselves. I like this one over that one. This is all made up. This all has absolutely no value. It's a ruse. It's a game that the ego plays of accomplishment. Every beloved that ever enters into your awareness in any way, including all of humanity that has ever walked this earth, everyone is the light of God as the oneness of truth. There's no one to be liking more than another by their behaviors, by their actions, by their accomplishments, by their contributions. There is no judgment in God. And there cannot be judgment in your heart because it doesn't exist. You're making it up. God sees none of it. None of it. This is the great relief because you have done nothing. You have done nothing. Every element of anything that you've ever held about your thinking of who you thought you were and what you had to accomplish means absolutely nothing. Nothing. God sees none of it because it doesn't exist. To continue to give credence to a false perception of love is a waste of time. To let time be used for its true purpose. To remember love, to be taken into love, to drown in love. When you are drawn to someone, be very, very careful. When you are drawn to someone, it is because there is a healing there that is waiting for you to be learned. It is never about getting anything other than a learning to see something more deeply about your beliefs so that you can let go more deeply. Every beloved is in total divine equality. And every beloved is a temporary state because there is no other. But first, the first step of returning to the oneness is to see every beloved as the light, to let go of any identity that you have given anyone that separates them from anyone else or gives anyone a separate role or a separate value or a separate evaluation or a separate purpose. It doesn't exist. Love, complete love, is all-encompassing. It isn't having less value for some and more value for others. That's all erroneous. It's to completely recognize the totality of love that everyone is, without it having anything to do with their journey of accomplishments, of goodness, of rightness, of smartness, of talent, of gifts. All light is the gift. All love is the gift. It's the only gift. And it's everyone. And no one has to earn it. No one has to prove it. No one can earn it or prove it. It is who and what everyone is. No exceptions. To step out of the insanity of separation is to accept the wholeness and refuse to accept any longer that you have to do anything to accomplish anything. Will there be a divine energy of love that will stir within you and become the center of your awareness and being? Yes. And it will offer love. That's the only relationship. The holy relationship of love itself. Imagine no more tombstones with epitaphs that say anything to distinguish anyone as different, special, accomplished. Erase your epitaph. Let it go. It means nothing except that each one would say, light of God. Period. Light of God. As if there was more. As if there was more that could be added. You're everything that exists. You're everything that is God. Light, love, perfection. You're everything. You need do nothing because there is absolutely nothing to do. Does that mean that you aren't moved? Moved in the physical realm to serve love? Maybe. Maybe yes, maybe no. Is there more value in one than in another? No. Are you following? Chop wood, carry water? Are you following? Offering that love? But it has to come from the heart. It has to come. The form follows the heart. The heart does not follow the form. The form is not the center. The form is the apparatus. It is the vehicle to serve love. That's all. And the vehicle has no worth except the worth that you have given it. Remove all worth from the vehicle of accomplishments and activities. remove that vehicle's worth. It's all exactly the same. It's a neutral form where love can be expressed, where love can be offered, where light can bloom. Let your heart lead. When your heart leads, everything is blessed. Everything is touched by the sun when you let your heart open. And in that opening is the journey of refusing to accept the temptations from the past. The temptations of identity. You've developed an identity that says, I have to protect and defend and be right. But love can't shine through that. And it's the deep surrender. To no longer put your faith in the activity, to put your faith in the accomplishments, in what you like and what you don't like. That just sounds so simple, what I like, what I don't like. But within that, you're made a whole world. You made a whole story that doesn't have anything to do with the light that you are. To accept that you are nobody is not a disservice. It's freedom. I'm nobody. What is there to be a body of? What identity would there be to be given? To be free and just to return home, where you truly, really, truly belong and exist, where you actually are right now. You're just not aware of it. There's only one heart, one life, one love. It's not a hard thing to do, to let go. Seems like it. But if the boat is being tipped over, what the heck? Drop in. Sink to the bottom with a happy heart. See, everything that you think you know says, I don't want to drop to the bottom because I know that at the bottom I can't breathe. And in that assumption is, I must be a body. I must be a body that is afraid to be sunk to the bottom, and I think I know something about dropping into that ocean of love. And I think I know what drowning means. Instead of, I don't know anything. If you want me to drown, dear God, I will drown. And this beloved drowned, sunk to the bottom. And the nightmares fell away. And the identity fell away. Nothing to preserve as a legacy. No tombstone with an epitaph of accomplishments. Just love. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? Show me the way. I don't have to worry about what to say or what to do because love is directing me. That is the direction constantly, to just come back constantly to where would you have me be? Dear God, show me. What would you have me say, dear God? I don't know what to say or what to do. Show me. Show me. Light my life. Light my way. I will follow. I must love in every moment. I must love. And when I feel the resistance, if you feel the resistance, I felt the resistance, and when you feel that resistance, no. That's the only no. The only right use of denial, no. I will not accept this resistance. I'm saying yes to God. I want to follow. I will not let these thoughts from the past, I will not dance that old dance. I choose. I surrender. I accept that I cannot be unfairly treated, that there is nothing to do, and that I can rest in God and God will show the way. And I will rest because there's nothing for me to do, nothing to accomplish, nothing to battle with anyone to see if you're doing something better or worse. What insanity is that? To compare with another's insanity, to put on someone else an insanity of their accomplishments compared to your accomplishments as if it means something. Or do you think that you have a better way than someone else's because you think you know something? It's all made up. Your activities mean nothing except for the love that you offer of peace. Am I offering peace in this moment? Am I offering joy in this moment? Am I offering harmony in this moment? If not, I'm making something up. And it's not of God. I'm making something. The thought it was separate, is making something up that thinks it knows something. Show me the way. No confusion except in the resistance. When you feel confusion, when you perceive yourself as in confusion, in a disturbance, it's just resistance. In that moment, you can just come back to resting again. Resting in God. Nothing to prove. Nothing to accomplish. The true resting. Getting off the wheel of suffering, off the hamster wheel. And then there's no more wolf at the door. Nothing to be terrified of anymore. And nothing to conquer. Imagine you can wear a sign that just says, nobody here, just love. Oh look, we're identical. We're on the same. Everything's exactly the same. We could be interchanged because it's all the same. only love. Only love. Only peace. Can you accept this? Is the only, will you accept it? It's not that you can't, but will you accept? And will you allow the Divine Mother and Father to wrap themselves around you where they always are, more within than your own breath, the willingness to accept your Divine Mother and Father and let love lead. As you walk the journey of remembering where you never left, that's all that you're remembering, is where you have always been as the light of God, what you have always been as the light of God. The only thing that's a temporary occurrence is that your imagined identity falls away. That's all. Disappears, melts away. Because you're no longer holding on to it. Because you no longer are putting your faith in this false identity, in this made-up perception of a self. You are the light. You are peace. You are harmony. You are the sun, the moon, and the stars. You are the divine, Divine Mother, Divine Father. Let the power of love transform. Let the power of love have its way. Let your heart sing the yes. From the moment you wake up and all the way through your sleep, let the heart sing its yes. That's all that's needed in any way. Maybe your ego wants to say, oh, well, that's really stupid. Of course there has to be something to accomplish, something to figure out. Look at all how many teachings there are. They all come back to the same thing. Yes. 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 Are they helpful? Of course. But it always comes back to yes. And I need do nothing. I'm here to rest. Rest in love, rest in God. Rest. The Divine Spirit wakes up. The Divine Spirit that has been sleeping wakes up. And loves. Without conditions. Without limitation. Without reservations.